If you're a brand new Warzone mobile player, today's video is going to show you a couple of new things that you might need to know if you're just downloading this app for the very first time. Now, I know Call of Duty's been out forever, and Warzone also has been out for a fair bit of time, but it's the first time it's coming to mobile, and there are a whole bunch of mobile players that don't know anything about this game. Really quickly, I want to thank Warzone Mobile for sponsoring today's video, and they just launched their global release of Warzone Mobile, so make sure you use the link in the description below and download the game today. So in this video, we're going to go over some basic stuff like what's going on in the menu, all of the game types this game has to offer, a few things that you might need to know about the weapon system, and since Warzone's new to the mobile platform, we're going to go over a few basics on how to win a match, like landing spots, contracts, buy stations, loadouts, and generally just how to wreck the lobby. And then at the very end, I've got a few secret extra tips and tricks that no other YouTuber is going to tell you. So let's hop straight into it. So let's just get tip number 1 out of the way, and I know it may seem silly, but make sure you go down below and hit the subscribe button with the notification bell turned on because I'm going to be uploading loads of Warzone mobile content. We're talking tips and tricks videos, how-tos, gun build videos, silly moments, and of course, my most epic of battles. And if any of these tips actually helped you, make sure you hit the like button so we can try to get to 1,000 likes on today's video. We're gonna hop into the menu and just kind of go over everything. We're gonna start in the top left-hand corner and just work our way around. So in the top left-hand corner, if you tap this button, it's gonna take you to your profile where you can see your player ID, you can see your level, you can see your combat record. And something that's new about this game is that you're gonna have your player name as well as a hashtag and some numbers afterwards. And you're gonna have to give that entire thing to somebody if you want them to add you. You can tap on your level and go through and see the future levels as well as all of their emblems and all the prestiges. And you can see your combat record right here through this button. I don't know, is a 5.2 kill death ratio any good? I'm not sure. The next button is the battle pass. If you tap it, you can see all the rewards for it. If you buy it and get it all the way to level 100, there's actually some really insane rewards you can get, like the skin that I'm wearing right here and this super sweet gun skin that I have on. Next, you can see the daily rewards and challenges. And if you do these, you unlock arsenal coins that you're gonna need to unlock guns, operators, kill streaks, and a whole bunch of stuff that's over in the arsenal store that we're gonna get to in just a second. The next button is where you can see your available tokens in case you have some double XP tokens and some double weapon XP tokens if you're about to get on for a few hours and grind out. Get in there, tap those double XP buttons and start leveling up. Next is your COD points. If you want to come in here and buy some COD points for the various stuff that you can buy in the store, all the bundles and the battle pass. Next, there's your communications buttons and all your communications channels where you can see all your voice comms and stuff with your teammates and your friends and whatnot. Next is the notifications area where you can see if anybody sent you a request to join your party or sent you a friend request or anything like that, which you can set to do not disturb in case you don't want to be disturbed, obviously. Next is the settings button. I'm not really going to get into all my settings right now. I'm going to save that for a future video, so make sure you're subscribed with the bell notifications if you don't want to miss out on what my settings are. But one thing I will say is I'll go into controls, go to gameplay, scroll down to movement, and set the camera rotation mode to accelerated. If you're coming from other games, it actually really helps in Call of Duty to use horizontal swipe acceleration, so make sure you have that turned on. But I'm going to go over all my settings in a future video. Next is sort of a general menu button where you can see your inbox in case you get sent something in the game. There's the help button, there's the social button where you can open up and see all your friends list. As you go down, you can kind of see where there's upcoming events. And as you can see right here, Operation Day 0 is going to be starting where you can lock a whole bunch of exclusive skins. The next button down is the friends list where you can see who's online. You can send them an invite. If you go down to the next tab and tap the add button, you can go here and add anybody just if you know their Activision ID. And at the very top, there's actually a looking for party button in case you want to join up with some randoms. Below that is the map switch button, but we're going to get into the maps in a second. Obviously, the play button, you guys know what that's for. Gear up over here, we're going to get into next where you can go in and actually customize your loadouts. You have 10 custom loadouts that you can select from, and you have different loadout sets for multiplayer and Warzone. So I'm going to go to the very last one and show you guys that if you tap the gun, you can go through here and go through all the guns. You can select any one that you want. There's battle rifles, SMGs, shotguns, LMGs, marksman rifles, sniper rifles, melees. Anything your heart's desires is right here. And as you level up your battle pass, you unlock guns. As you level up your account, you unlock guns. And some aren't unlocked. Like right here, you can see this Cronin Squall is not unlocked. If we go back to the main menu and we go to the store, you can go to the Arsenal store and you can actually unlock guns from other Call of Duty games that you missed in the past. And you unlock these with your Arsenal coins that you get by doing your daily challenges. Now, if we tap the yellow wrench icon, you can go through here and you can completely customize your gun. We're talking barrel, stock, scope, everything. Now, one thing I'll let you know about some of these attachments is you actually have to level up other guns to unlock attachments for some guns. So sometimes you have to level up gun B to unlock attachments for gun A. So just go through them, tap each one, and you can see which gun you have to go level up. But unlocking all the attachments for a gun is how you make it extremely powerful. Next, you have your tacticals where you can pick either, smoke grenades, decoys, stims, stun grenades. And in a later video, I'll go through what each one of these does and what's probably the best one for you to pick. There's also lethals. You've got throwing knives, thermites, grenades, simtexes, C4s, proximity proximity mines. And I'll also go over which one of these is the best to use in a future video, probably with all of the tacticals, so make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss out on that video. Have I told you to subscribe enough? I think hopefully you guys are subscribed. You subscribed? Okay, you're subscribed. All right. Next, they have perk packages that, depending on your play style, is going to depend on which perk package you're going to pick. But in my opinion, I feel like Deadeye is probably the best, but in a future video, I'll go over all of these. So decide what your favorite gun is, what your favorite tactical and lethal are, and your favorite perk loadout. Set it up and get used to it because you're going to be rocking it a lot in Warzone when you get your loadout. Also here, you can pick which operator skin you want to use, and there's loads of operators in the game, as well as your calling card, your emblem, and all of your vehicle skins. Let's go back to the main menu and go to the map section, and let's talk about the maps in this game. You have the normal battle royale that's 20 minutes long and has 120 players on the full Verdansk map. Now there's a smaller version of this called Mobile Royale that's a 10-minute version that only has 78 players, and the first zone is extremely small, so it makes the match go by really fast. But it's more of your fast-paced mobile style gameplay. Then there's Rebirth Resurgence, which is a smaller, tiny island where there's actually a respawn mechanic. So if you get eliminated and somebody on your team stays alive throughout the timer, you'll actually get to come back over and over until the resurgence is turned off, which isn't for a few zones into the match, so you actually have a while to respawn. And this is a good one to get in there and just really learn how to play the game, get your HUD correct, and really dial in those senses. And last but not least, we got the Mosh Pit, which is Warzone Mobile's multiplayer modes. And here you can find a lot of the fan favorite multiplayer modes that we've played for years. And remember when we were talking about how you had to level up gun B to get attachments for gun A? Well, multiplayer is a great way to level up your guns quickly so you can unlock all the attachments without having to play several long Warzone matches. So hop in here and find out what's your favorite, hop in, and I hope you dominate. All right, now let's go over how to actually play Warzone and a few quick tips and tricks that are gonna make it to where you can hop in and know exactly what you're doing to win a match. Starting with the landing spots. Depending on where the circle goes, there's a few known hot drops on Verdansk, such as the military base, storage town, the shopping center, the prison, and downtown. If you want to hop into a match and get sweaty straight away, depending on where the zone goes, picking one of these spots is going to make it to where you can get loads of action right off the bat. When you first start a match, there's going to be all sorts of icons on the map, and one of those icons are going to be contracts. There's the bounty contract, the recon contract, the scavenger contract, the supply run contract, and the most wanted contract. The bounty contract's going to mark the closest target to you, and you're going to get cash if you take them out, or smaller amount of cash if they get eliminated by somebody else. With the recon contract, you go to a designated location and activate and defend it for a few moments. After the time's up, there's a chest that pops open and it gives you loot, as well as lets you know where the next zone's going. And then with the scavenger contract, it's going to mark a few boxes that you go and open up, and at the end of the contract, you get some money. The supply run contract marks the supply crate super far away, and the most wanted contract marks you as a crown on everyone's minimap in the lobby for a few minutes. And the coolest part about this one is if you survive it, every dead teammate that you have gets revived instantly. Now, contracts are a great way to get a whole bunch of cash early game so that you can go to the buy stations, which brings me to my next point. The buy station is a place where you can buy lots of things to help you throughout the match, like buying back eliminated teammates, getting some OP kill streaks, or buying ammunition and plates in case you're running low, or buying ammunition and armor plates in case you're running low. And the most expensive thing in the buy station is a loadout marker. Now, remember how we were talking about how you can set up a gun and put all of your best attachments on it? Well, if you buy the loadout marker, you can throw that down and a drop's going to come down where you can pick out any one of your custom loadouts. Now, if you're having trouble getting cash, don't worry because a free one periodically drops from the sky, but just know this is going to be marked for lots of players and going to be highly contested. So be ready for a fight at the loadout. Now, once you get into the match, you get yourself settled in, you get some cash, you get your loadout, keep an eye on the gas and always try to stay in the safe zone and try to predict where future zones are going to go. Once the zone gets small enough that there's still enough people alive, it'll actually be moving into other parts of the gas that you already thought were unplayable. So be prepared to follow where the play zone goes. And obviously, since it's a battle royale, just be the last team alive to win. Now, there's a couple of extra tips I want to give you that's going to help you start out your Warzone mobile journey. Like, I know we all want to run the highest graphics possible, but if you want to have a good chance at winning most of your fights, you're going to want to pick some graphics settings that are just going to give you consistent frames that you can play with. Which for me, I have an M1 iPad Pro, so that's going to be high 60 FPS. But I can see down the road when they come out with optimizations, probably picking peak and uncapped, but for now, we're just going to do high and 60. There's also an FOV slider that I would recommend turning all the way up. That way you can see more going on your left and right, and just overall have more information on your screen. Also, depending on what your playstyle is, there's always some sort of meta weapon that everybody's rocking. And if you want to know what the current meta builds are, I have a link down below to my Discord where there's a gun build section where you can find the best meta builds for Warzone Mobile. All right, I know this was a pretty basic video, but I haven't seen anyone that just kind of dumbed it down to the level of a brand new player. So if you learned anything for this, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for future videos because I'm going to be uploading a lot more Warzone Mobile content. Also, a super big shout out to Warzone Mobile again for sponsoring today's video. Thanks for watching and good luck on the battleground.